This is Gavin from Bush. We have our 10th record out now. I Beat Loneliness, and it's fucking great, and I'm happy to be here.
Fantastic, Gavin. Thanks for joining us today.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, brothers. As you say, Butch released your 10th studio album, I Beat Loneliness, just last month. So, how's the early reception been for it?
Well, it's been fantastic. Really amazing across the board. Really great reception to a record that is finding its way connecting with people, and it's just been a really fun time, releasing 60 Ways to Forget People, then, to DSPs, and then because the different kind of ways people do it now, and then scars. It's not like just, oh, then Land of Milk and Honey, then scars, maybe I Be Loneliness is next. And there's a nice way of just working the album in so it feels like a body of work as opposed to just like cracking on one song for like 6 months, you know? Feels
Yeah,
better.
true. Yeah, it would
Yeah.
do. It would. Now, it's a bit of a deep album, bro, but before we get on to that, can you tell us a bit more about the album from a musical point of view and what you were going for this time around?
For me, music is still an experiment. I'm still 25% I don't understand about it, or probably even more. And so every song that I write is this form of experimentation for me and just diving into these different worlds. So for me, I'm finding a lot in the detuned world, and then a lot in the synths, the soft synths you can have. I can create these worlds to write in. That I have a weird skill set, weird, weird little skill set, which is I can go into banks of sound and I can really fast. I've done it for years where I had to listen to other people going through them slowly. Do you know what I mean? But now I've got my own studio, can go through things really quick, and so you find these great moments that create these atmospheres with keyboards. And so I just write in those worlds is where I write.
What do you mean by banks of sounds, bro? I haven't heard that term before.
I mean, like soft synths, like
Oh, okay.
libraries of sounds. So sonically, from film score music, from
Right.
Arabian music to whatever. It's infinite. You know what I mean? The world of sound put on hard drives. You can imagine there's banks of sound for everything that ever happened
Yeah.
in the
And
history of the world and more. Do you know what I mean?
that'll keep you occupied for a while anyway.
Yeah, but I'm really quick at it. The thing is, I'm quick at it. So I love that process of it. It just sort of feels the closest I get to being a bit of a painter or something, like throwing music around, just seeing where it connects.
Yeah, nice. Now, you've been quoted as saying that I Beat Loneliness is the most personal record you have made. Can you elaborate on that for us?
Yeah, I think that I made a conscious effort to make a really honest album about what I was thinking about and where I'd sort of got to at this point in my life. Sort of some degree, whatever experience I had. And, I just decided to be open and vulnerable and be myself so that people could see that it's not difficult, it's not easy for anyone. And I'm firmly of the belief that this is a record for everyone because it sort of speaks to everyone's vulnerabilities. And life is not easy. Life is amazing and magic. We've never lived at a better time. There's never been a better time to be
No.
alive. But at the same time, there's a high price and a high cost, and people. It's good to have a record you can relate to and is not based in aspirational. Do you know what I mean? I didn't do a record about villas in the south of France, and everyone's like, "Oh fuck, I've got to go hear that record because I want to get a villa in the south of France." It's not. It's not. Unfortunately, if I fucking knew how to do that, I just would have done that.
You'd buy your own
And then I would
villa
have
and
made
you
a
wouldn't
record.
write music.
Bush and then 9 albums.
So, like I say, man, this is your 10th album. So, why decide that this is the right time for you to get so personal and in depth on an album?
Life just fucking tells you what to do. I don't know what
Yeah,
you tell
true.
life to do. Life tells you what to do. I mean, when I've traditionally made records before, the art of survival was really, for me, a really big record, a big triumph. And this was directly talking about all the kind of struggles that everyone had gone through, and our ability to be strong, and so therefore it's a little bit outward. And then on this one, I honestly had so many conversations with people that love the band, and I had a consistent theme through that those conversations, which was about what the records meant to them and how they'd been the records or the music had been there for them through their worst times. Real common theme. And so I just thought, well, that's obviously I'm not very good at party music, right? It's not my thing. I'm no good at like storytelling, like fucking, the blues bands. Don't tell stories. I do situational, investigations, human things, living things. And so I just went to the best of myself, basically. So that's what came out. And usually when I write songs, right, I will traditionally what I've done before, and it's always important to change what your traditions are. I'd say write 25 songs, right? And then if I whittle them down, I write, but then what happens, the best theme doesn't win, the best choruses win. So then you end up with records that are like sort of obviously the same person writing them, but they're not necessarily as like, oh shit, that was the one that we just axed the one that had the fucking themes of everything we're talking about. Like it's nothing to talk about. Fuck, we took that out. This I was like, I only wrote 12 songs and I kept them in a
Okay.
very consistent vein, consistent themes, which is basically after 5 songs, normally I'd be, for fuck's sake, stop singing about yourself, and I will find an alternative subject. Literally, I'll be like, do not start a song with I. Fuck me sideways. Stop it. Whereas on this one, I felt more, I just kept on saying I a lot.
Well, I. So, would you say overall it's an album of hope or an album of despair?
Not despair, like fuck. Look at me. I'm like a fucking. Do you know what I mean? I'm like a wolf. It's not. It's like I'm living. I'm a living wolf. It's like no. It's important that people. That it's not like a. It's not the Bible for the manic depressive or something like that. It just sort of. It's there to be uplifting. But I'm like a really fun person. It's an upwardly mobile record. It's for people to be alive to. I think that the one thing that I bring and I always talk about, for instance, is an urgency. Life, there is an urgency to life, because you have to create your own momentum. I tell this to my own kids, like life doesn't care about you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You have to fucking
exactly.
you make the waves you surf on. This is what life is about. So I don't know, just making a really concise, powerful record that punches, and then it also, the idea is that it's kind of big and heavy, but if every song was big and heavy, it would be sort of one-dimensional. So it
Yeah,
tails off, and it goes into sort of a more kind of vibey end, and then you end with the Rebel with a cause, and then if you like, you can start again, and the whole thing goes around again. But it's like a bit of a cycle of how things are. Um, yeah, how things are. I mean, the main thing for me is just not make a record that sucks. Like I've got kids, I've got people that know me. I don't want to suck. I don't want to suck.
it's a
So if
pretty
I
easy
make a
life
record,
mantra, isn't it? I just don't want to suck.
yeah, 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 yeah. People always say to me, like, if it's so cute, do you write these songs about your kids? I was like, no, but I just fully aware that they hear it. Like my daughter wrote me and was like, that I didn't, I didn't send, I maybe sent her music, but I don't send the three boys music. I let them discover it if they want. I'm not there. I don't want to push my music on them. I'm their
Yeah,
dad. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it seems a bit awkward.
yeah.
But I do like it when their friends think the fucking band is cool. We took my son's friend came to a show the other day. Whatever. It's just people are into it, and I
Yeah.
like that because I imagine the opposite of like you trying to convince them the early records were they're really good. No, no, but they were really great ones. So I'm like
Yeah,
shit.
sit down and listen to
Yeah.
it. You mentioned that the album talks about vulnerability, but it also deals with men's mental health issues, which is a
Mhm.
very important thing in this day and age. But you spoke before about how people have come up to you and said how your music's changed their life and how it's helped them. But how important is music and albums like I Beat Loneliness in the overall scheme of things to let people know, I guess, that it's okay not to be okay?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't want to sort of talk out of turn or kind of in such an important subject. I don't want to say that the too much about the record. People either connect or not with music. You know, it's like
Yeah,
magnetic. It's a really simple. It's either you're gonna like we're gonna vibe and like you're gonna fucking get ripped and just sit there and like let me sit in your headphones and just like you listen to what I gotta say, or you're gonna fight me. Don't fight me. But it it's just good to like mean something and to have a genesis of thought about it that is really there to I'm that I wrote the lyric, I'm here to save your life. Someone said that to me when I met them, thank you for saving my life. And I was like, I had this sort of tug of war about it. I was like, sweetheart, you played the music that I wrote, and I'm so happy. That's the biggest compliment ever. But clearly, you saved your life because I
yeah,
wasn't there. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
there. I don't want to like, but I'll take the soundtrack. So if I'm the soundtrack, I had that lyric. I had that word when she said that to me that night. I went back to my room and I wrote down, "I'm here to save your life." I just thought, what is my meaning of my life? I'm reaching a point where I get a bit not weepy about myself, but I need some perspective on who I am. What is the meaning of my life? I know did I am I getting the most out of it? Am I really being honorable and interesting and am I adding value? Like I've always been obsessed about adding value to this world, not taking it away. I was a real thief between the age of 12 and 14. I was a major thief. Like, I shoplifted for 2 years straight, stole everything. I was like a really good thief. Ended the last Christmas where I robbed a whole department store of a bunch of things as people would leave for my to get my dad and my sister Christmas gifts. I was terrible. I never got caught. two
Until now.
years. Yeah, well, no, statute of limitations, mate. Fucking hell, this was some time ago. But
Yeah, sure.
no, but since that point, I literally have I can't take a pencil
Mm,
a hotel room. I
yeah.
cannot steal. I can't steal. I'll never steal. And it's a funny thing that I just always been obsessed about wanting to give. Because I always had this really simple idea that if everyone was not shitty, the world would be great. It's because there's
It's
like shitty
basic, but it's
people
true, yeah.
in the, like I'm just here. I'm here for a good time and
Yeah.
to make music I love and look after my people. I really am. And yet, still things are difficult because life is difficult. But I just lament that we have to deal with so many shitty people all the time that are not good. That's a drag. Because if everyone thought like this, it'd be less soft. Be
It'd be
such a
so much
doddle.
easier, wouldn't
So
it?
much easier.
So much
Yeah.
easier. And how about you personally, mate? Like, has writing, recording, and releasing this album had a noticeable effect on you? Like, has it helped with any issues you were going through?
Yeah. Hey, it helps my fucking kids. They're fucking so
Mm.
expensive. It keeps my
Oh,
life
aren't
going.
they? Aren't they?
It just allows me to work. It means I have a work of value to tour. I'm just a fucking touring musician. If I have a great record, I have a much better tour than if I have a shitty record. So
Yeah.
I just always want to do everything really well. I mean, I'm fucking around, but I want to do everything really well. And life is short. So I love the idea of making a great record.
Fair enough. Now, I had to listen through the record before this, mate, and it's a great album, by the way. But every song sort of stands out on its own merit. So, why did you choose to open with the song "Scars"? Was there a specific reason?
Yeah, because it's so unusual and it's so I was really inspired. I was really inspired by TikTok. I was really inspired by one quality that is the rebirth of melody. Everyone's like annoyed about obviously the short term of it, the quick fix of it is a nightmare, and there's mostly everything's wrong about it, right? But for me as a songwriter, what I notice is that God, you hear the best melodies and they don't need much. Just a little bit of air, and there's fucking melodies. And so I just thought, do be anthemic. So there's a sort of worlds, and I was getting some equipment in, and I'm engineering myself for the first part. When I'm right, I engineer myself up to the point I do my vocals. I put the songs all together. I can, get it going. I get all the sounds. I can re-record my guitars, my bass, drums, everything. I don't do my vocals because I don't want to. It's being a one-man band isn't ridiculous. I have a great
Okay.
engineer who then comes in. But when I was just getting some studio stuff, I was working with some drums, and I think I kind of made a mistake. I put them through one processor incorrectly. Very Brian Eno of me, no manual, just like, what's this one do? So I had
Yeah,
those
whatever.
drums. I had those drums, and I just was like, this is it. This is, and then I could just put this like a little backing and then just do a sort of, what would you say to someone? What's on your mind? What's in the mirror? Who do you see? Who do you love? Are you willing? Are you able to let yourself shine on through? It's like I just was like, what would you say to someone? Do you know what I mean? Tell me all your paranoias. Tell me what hurts the most. I'm sorry for all the fault lines. Sorry for the sea of ghosts. Because we all bring ghosts with us,
Oh,
everyone, when we're sick
yes.
with someone new, right? So that's just me having a conversation with someone,
Wow.
idealistically, openly, like, and that's what it was, and because it was on that sort of very kind of tribal kind of rhythmic thing, I didn't want anything in it. And actually, when I sat in the studio, it's funny, I sat in the back of the studio, right? And I just was thinking, there's the producer and the band. And I just kept thinking, two things I was thinking. First off, please don't cut it, don't edit it, right? But secondly, I was thinking, and please don't play on it. Leave it bare.
Leave
So,
it there, yeah.
yeah, I was like, I just really like, just ready. I was like, outwardly looked like I was being open, but on the inside, I was like, really thinking, please don't play on it.
Why don't you do it? You got to let him
It's so
breathe, eh? You've
good.
got to let him breathe.
So when I drove home from the studio and they hadn't been touched, it was like, this when it comes in, there's some great stuff that people are doing, but it was funny. I was like, it was just like, I mean, I was ready to fight. I was ready to fight for it.
Hey, you didn't have
I
to.
wasn't I wasn't gonna take it lightly, but I was really calm, I just, just like,
And it worked out good anyway.
yeah. So that's how
No,
they came about.
no, you're on tour at the moment, bro, and I know you're a very busy man, but what's the chances of you making it over this side of the world? Have you had talks?
Yeah, I think that there's two major conversations going on about February and March.
Okay, nice.
So from my perspective, I always want to come down. It's exotic, and I love Cleveland. I love, but sometimes you want to come to Australia. Sometimes I want to like go to the, you know what I mean? And if we
Just get
time it
out.
right, it'd be, brilliant down there. So it's exotic, and it's really familiar because I'm English, so it's super
Yeah.
familiar. Do you know what I mean? But the weather's fucking great, fantastic food, great nightlife. Fucking everyone's up for it, and so it's like,
What's it
it's
not
just
like?
it's pretty simple. Um, I mean, I've got to stop going away so much because it's getting a bit silly, but that is on the cards, of course. Yeah,
Mm.
of course.
Nice. So before I let you go, Gavin, I've started a new thing up called Photo Bomb. So basically, before we chat, I've gone through your social media. I found a few photos I want to know a little bit more about. Now, start with this one. Like, I've seen a lot of people serenaded by guitarists before, but what was Chris doing serenading a horse on this one?
Um, well, first off, what a handsome man. Come on.
Of course, can't deny that.
So that's his horse. Um, I'm not sure which one that is. It could be Pi. And he's got this alternate life as a cowboy, very traditionally going up onto the plains of Northern California and cattle driving with as a ranch hand. It's kind of amazing. He's found it as this whole new lease of life. So that is just his evolution.
It's a beautiful photo. Beautiful
Yeah,
photo.
yeah, it's incredible photograph. He's an incredible, like, he's just so, I love him so much. He's just such a wild, crazy individual. I'm very, very lucky to have him. I mean, I'm very lucky to have my band. They're white hot. It's brilliant. This is so good. And they allow me to just be my feral self, and they support me really, really well. They're really fantastic, fantastic bandmates.
Nice. Now, the last one I've found for you, mate, is this is a very touching moment, but whereabouts are you? It looks bloody cold.
Oh my God, that's a great picture.
What's going on there?
Um, was that is that Niagara Falls? Is that Niagara Falls? Yeah, Niagara Falls. That's a great picture.
What's going on there?
I think
You
it's
what are you
Niagara Falls.
recreating?
Is it? I mean, we almost look like we're recreating Titanic. It's
It
just like
does.
almost like the Kate Winslet, and we're like, fighting over bass lines.
It's a beautiful photo. It looks bloody cold, mate.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm a fucking idiot for the ice baths. I do an ice bath every day now. It's just mad. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm just like an idiot looking at Instagram like everyone else, and like I think it's really. I do feel good after it. They're amazing. I'm being facetious, but I do them after the shows. Me, Nick, and Corey, we all do them. I have an ice bath in my one. It's got a new one that's really nice. I think it costs $100, but it's more of a tub. Right after the shows, 41 degrees, 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. Bosh.
Yeah.
But I'm not going in that water. That is cold.
Very cool, Gavin. All right, bro. Well, thanks for your time, mate. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. I Beat Loneliness is out now. She's a crack of an album, mate. And thanks for your time. We'll see you sooner rather than later, hopefully.
All right, mate. Yeah, be well. See you,
Enjoy
mate.
your day,
Cheers.
brother.